Let's talk about DeepSeek because it is mind-blowing and it is shaking this entire industry to its core.
This just crashed U.S. markets. DeepSeek is China's ChatGPT killer. Bitcoin and crypto will be hugely affected by this, and in this video, I'll tell you why. So what's going on? What's happening? Well, as you know, the AI race has been really heating up lately, with America leading the AI charge. Now, China has an AI sector too, it's just not as strong as the US. At least that's what we all thought. At the same time, Donald Trump has been promising to put China in check this year. Now, China may be putting the US in check first. Look, this affects Bitcoin in such a big way. Do not be fooled. You need to understand how this affects your crypto investments going forward. Smash the like button. Comment your thoughts on all of this below. Let's jump into it. So, what is DeepSeek? Well, DeepSeek is a major breakthrough in AI launched last week in China. It's better than ChatGPT. It's better than OpenAI. What's amazing is that this is better and faster and more human than ChatGPT, but it also uses a lot less capital, a lot less hardware, and is open source. DeepSeek is putting real pressure on the US tech stock market right now. CNBC's Andrew Sorkin explains.
The emergence of DeepSeek now putting pressure on the U.S. tech names. Buzz started growing about DeepSeek's latest AI model being more efficient while running on a lot less advanced NVIDIA chips. Released last week, it's already being called what is a major breakthrough as the app shows its work, its reasoning, it answers users' prompts. I, by the way, was spent basically all weekend playing with it. It is the #1 app, I believe, on Apple right now. The product overtaking ChatGPT today as that on the App Store that way.
Experts are even saying that this could be the end of American tech exceptionalism, a turning point for the US, where China starts to be the new leader in tech, and the Mag 7 loses its luster. Listen to this expert's explanation and you tell me, do you think this is really the end of US tech exceptionalism?
What are you taking away from a market's perspective about this wake-up call?
I think it's really massive, and I think it's massive for two main points. It's not just about the challenge to US hegemony in the space. It's not about the disruption potential there. The reason this is such a game changer is that A, it's about cost. It undermines the immense amount of money that's been spent on hardware by the US mega cap tech stocks. Sure, they want a dominant position, but it now looks tenuous that they're going to get a return on that investment. That was always difficult. But now, and this is the second aspect, now that this is open source, it really makes it very unlikely that they're going to be able to justify the return on investment, given that there's a much more cheaper alternative out there for the world to use. So ultimately, this is good for global growth. It is good for global productivity. It is positive for global stocks, but it deeply undermines the massive premium that we pay for US mega cap stocks, that exorbitant privilege that we've got. And therefore, I think this is the catalyst that people are looking for. Combined with it is a perfect timing of Trump really kind of putting an extra cost on US trade. I think it is the catalyst to end 15 years of US stock market exceptionalism.
Do not be fooled. If DeepSeek actually ends up upending the American tech sector, this is actually good for Bitcoin. Why is this good for Bitcoin? Well, think about it like this. DeepSeek turbocharges AI. AI drives massive deflation. Deflation slashes prices. Falling prices shrink GDP. A smaller GDP makes debt ratios explode. Higher debt ratios make the debt harder to repay. Tougher repayments force central banks into action. Their action? Print money, and lots of it. And then there's Bitcoin, made to absorb the excess liquidity of the money printer going burr. Do you get it yet?
Is the AI bubble bursting? NVIDIA could be the next Cisco. But Bitcoin, it could be your only safe bet in a world of collapsing tech valuations. Let me explain. During the dot-com bubble, Cisco was king until the crash happened and the market was flooded with secondhand gear. 25 years later, NVIDIA's GPUs are the backbone of the AI gold rush. But China just released DeepSeek, an AI model that rivals ChatGPT, but was trained for just a fraction of the cost. In fact, $6 million compared to the $500 billion that Sam Altman wants for his new Stargate program. This could cause Mag 7 valuations to implode, GPUs to pile up, and NVIDIA to face the same exact crisis that Cisco did. But the real twist? This is great for Bitcoin. AI-driven deflation slashes prices. This shrinks GDP, and that causes debt ratios to explode. Central banks will be forced to print money like never before as the debt becomes harder and harder to pay off. And Bitcoin, it's simply built to absorb all of that excess liquidity. In an era of chaos, Bitcoin's predictability is its superpower. A finite supply, an unbreakable security, and a network that's powered by real-world energy. So hold Bitcoin, celebrate the disruption, and buckle up because the future is only going to get weirder.
Not to mention the fact that Brian Armstrong, Coinbase CEO, is feeling very good about Donald Trump creating a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Listen to this.
Well, you've had the great opportunity of meeting twice with President Trump. You met him before the election, you met him after. How serious is he about a strategic Bitcoin reserve?
He is excited about it. I mean, he really wants to be the first Bitcoin president. Cynthia Lummis in the Senate is actually, I think, the one driving this legislation around a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and I think it's a good idea. The U.S. actually has reserves in lots of things: gold, oil, I think like 27 different rare minerals like palladium and all these things. And so, I think the world is moving to a Bitcoin standard for money. They absolutely should hold. Any government who holds gold should also hold Bitcoin as reserve.
I'm sure we could do a 2-hour podcast on the mechanics of a Bitcoin reserve, but for the average folks out there trading crypto, what does that look like? And is there a probability that you could place on this actually happening?
Well, I think for the average person in Bitcoin, I mean, if the U.S. gets a strategic Bitcoin reserve, probably the rest of the G20 will follow, or many of them. And that's just, that's going to drive the Bitcoin prices way up. So there's a lot of positive drivers of that. I think we have an opportunity to get regulatory clarity in this new administration. The Bitcoin ETFs are seeing, record adoption. They've kind of broken all the records for ETF inflows. We're seeing payments really start to take off with stablecoins. It grew 300% year over year. Did about $30 trillion of payment stablecoin volume last year. So it's pretty exciting. And I think that this is all like just positive news for Bitcoin adoption.
By the way, the best place to buy Bitcoin is through our sponsor, the Fold app. Scan this QR code or use our link below. Download the Fold app and get 20,000 sats, about $15, when you make your first Bitcoin purchase. The best way to increase your Bitcoin stack is to use the Fold app for your everyday purchases. This is an infinite Bitcoin glitch because I was going to buy stuff like this anyway: Best Buy, Amazon, DoorDash. I've earned so much more Bitcoin since I started regularly using the Fold app. Fold app has a direct deposit option, so you can get paid in Bitcoin. Just, download it, get your Fold card, start today, scan this QR code, do it now. Bottom line is this: DeepSeek might be a real problem for American AI companies like OpenAI, but DeepSeek is not a problem for Bitcoin and crypto. And even if you ask DeepSeek, which at the moment is the most advanced AI there is, if you ask Bitcoin price prediction this year, it will tell you Bitcoin's probably going to hit 180 to 220K, cycle top November 2025. Big if true. Wake up. Open your eyes. We try to share with you information like this on a daily basis. If you're interested in making money, subscribe to Altcoin Daily for daily videos keeping you informed on the market. I know a lot of you who've been with us for a while are actually doing quite well in crypto. I believe 2025 will be our best year yet, but you need to stick with it. Double down. This is the year where the biggest gains will be made, in my opinion. Of course, anything can happen, not financial advice. My name is Aaron, Altcoin Daily. See you tomorrow, my friends.
Now, there will only be 21 million Bitcoin mined. There are 56 million millionaires around the world. If every one of them wanted to own a full Bitcoin, they couldn't.